Hello everybody, and welcome to another video. Now, I am going to do a little plan with me, but first, I have to talk to you about my pen situation, and I need to also show you a couple of fun inserts that I'm gonna be using that I've talked about on my previous video. But if you've been on my previous video, you know that I've been struggling with my pen situation. Oh, and just a quick disclaimer, I do not have time to go through and do the detailed transcription editing that I normally do. So I do apologize if you typically rely on the closed captions. I am going to be putting a little bit more detailed information in the description box below for things I'm describing, etc., handles of people that I'm referencing just for clarification, but it's either I can get the video up or not this week. It's just the way that it is. And I do hope to get back to my normal editing process soon, but this is where we're at. And yes, and if you are somebody who is relying on the corrected closed captions for what is the word? Accessibility purposes, and you need me to clarify some of this, please feel free to send me a message and a timestamp, and I will happily clarify. If I get the opportunity to go back in and do the transcript and then upload the subtitles file later, I will, but I am not gonna make cuts to this video. I'm just gonna go straight through because it's either straight through and upload it or no video at all. And I think that for the most part, people would rather me just get the video up. I just don't have time to edit it. It's either record and get it up or don't do it at all. So my pen issue, I've been struggling with the Uniball pens, and my dear friend Kim did some research and found out that one thing that you can do to get the pens for the Uniball pens to start working again and stop skipping is to soak the tips in hot water. And that just feels like one step too far to get my pen to work. So I'm pretty low on the pen options here at my house as I've been decluttering things, and I had these two pens, okay? These are both Sarasa clip pens. This one is a multi with 3 colors plus a pencil, and this one is a multi 3 colors 0.5. And this one didn't have a black refill in it because I was struggling to find the black refills. And hold on, let me tap the screen so that the, oh, I don't want active track, I don't want active track. No. I just want normal. Hold on. I don't want active track. Nope. I want this locked. Good. And adjust. There we go. Okay. Hopefully that stays. I'm going to try to watch the focusing because I've been having issues with that. This also, hey, is another clip pen, but it had the black in it because it wasn't out yet. And so I thought, hey, let me use this clip pen that was on another notebook just as my daily driver. I'm not a big fan of the multi-pens because I don't love the colors. Spoiler alert, I ended up really liking having the colors, even though they were these red and blue primary colors, which I don't love from an aesthetic purpose, but right now I'm just more about function than anything else. But then still had the issue of what happens when I run out of the black, which is the main color that I use. So I hit the internet, and the internet lied because all of these different pen refills that it said would work don't work. And the one pen refills that do fit only fit this one that has the 4 colors in it. So what did I end up doing? I ended up buying on Amazon another Sarasa clip pen that's a multi-pen, the 3, that I like just the 3. So this is the 3C, which is just a slimmer version of the regular Sarasa clip 3. Okay, you can kind of see one's a slightly slimmer body, one is not. And then I went on to Jet Pens. And when you look up the pens and you can go find the recommended refills, I purchased the recommended refills for these pens, which are the same, and this pen, okay? And this pen. Okay, so I have both the 4, which is a different diameter refill than the 3s, okay, which I found out the hard way, even though the internet said that all these refills would work. And then I did find out that these refills actually fit the mark-on, because these are, guess what, mark-on refills. So I didn't have any for my mark-ons, and I do like these. So I have refills that I can use. All of these will fit these. This will also fit these. I don't have any black refills that fit these, so I've got some on the way. Although these red and blue refills, guess what they fit? They fit the 3s, but finding the black ones that fit the 3s is nearly impossible unless you order them on jet pens. So that's what I did. So long story short, I have an extra clip 3 pen, which is great. I'm waiting on refills for everything else, and overall, minus the issues with finding the correct refill, these Sarasa pens have been much more reliable than the Uniball pens. So that's where we're at. Okay. Now, in my planner, I have printed a few inserts from Lily Paper Co. that Kim has given me to test out, and I'm so excited to test them. Now, I haven't printed all of the ones that she has thrown my way to test them, but I wanted to show you some of these inserts that I'm going to be trying out. So, this one is a taskless insert that just has the task, but I like that it has the due date on the side. I didn't realize that I would like that until I saw it, and I was like, ooh. So I might be using some of these and trying them instead of some of my other inbox inserts that I've been using. So very excited for this. And then she also printed me, because we've been going back and forth on this pen refill situation, a pen refill log where I can write down what pen works with which refills. So once I get all my other refills in, I'm gonna go through and write down which pen refills and the number matches with which pens, so I can stop going crazy and get the right refills. So I'm excited for this. I did print it back and forth. And then, because she heard me talking on my last video about needing to do a therapy tracker, she made me a therapy tracker log for this year, which I can write in. I'm gonna dot the date that I went, and then on the line, write what type of appointment it was, whether it was a talk therapy, an EMDR session, or a psychiatry appointment. And I'm very excited for this. I haven't gone through and filled it in yet, but I did just print and cut these today. So I'm gonna be adding these into the correct places in my notebook. So I'm still waiting on all my dividers. So, you know, let's make sure I get these in at least in the right spot to start. And I'm just gonna double check that we're focused. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I'll be there in a second. Sorry if that was really loud. Zach was yelling at me that the fish is done because he's making fish for dinner. So these are gonna go in my annual section behind my doctor appointment, wherever I put those. This is why I need my dividers in, because I have my doctor appointment refills in here somewhere. Ah, here we go. So doctor visits. These I got from May Paper Co. I love these. And I'm gonna put my therapy appointments specifically behind the doctor visit section. Yay, okay. So there's that. Then the pen refill log, I do believe, should go with my other kind of miscellaneous lists. So back here I have a order tracker and a wish list, and I think that the pen refill log kind of fits these same vibes. So this is gonna go back here in kind of my miscellaneous / reference area. So yay me. And then the task list pages are gonna go in the inbox section. So I'm just gonna put them back here, and I'm gonna maybe try a couple of these as I'm planning for this week. So with that being said, I do need to do some planning for this week. And in order for me to get through all of the planning that I need to get through, I'm gonna kind of just like write and not talk as much. Maybe I'll put on a little bit of music just in the background. You guys let me know how you like this, but I wanted to show you how I'm continuing to use my Franklin Covey compact rings. And somebody had asked me what Franklin Covey compact was on my last video. So if you're not familiar with it, it's basically a specific ring planner size. So in rings planners, you have personal, which is 6.25 by 3.75. And the Franklin Covey compact is the same height, 6 3/4, but it's 4.25 wide. And then there's also a personal wide, which is, I think, another 1/2 inch wider, which is the original size I started in because it was as close to B6 as I could find for rings. So those are, the benefit of all those three is the ring distance of like punching things, and the height is the same. So sometimes there's things, for example, this back insert that I have my extra pen on is actually a personal wide pocket that I had that I never cut back down because it's a pocket. How do you cut this without breaking the pocket? But it actually works out perfectly because it kicks my pen out a little bit wider so it doesn't get stuck on any of my dividers or my papers, which I'm super, super happy about. But I don't love the personal size because the width of the page that you have to write on is about the same width as what a Hobonichi Weeks paper is, and that's just too narrow for me. What's interesting is that the the Franklin Covey Compact, right? I mentioned personal wide was as close to B6 as I could get, and I was previously in B6, went from B6 into personal wide. The Franklin Covey Compact is about as close to a TN sized, a standard notebook width for writing space, as you can get when it comes to rings, which makes sense why I like it so much because my other really happy place is a TN standard sized notebook, which is what I've spent most of my time in when it comes to bound books. Like I went from B6, then experimented with the TN standard size, fell in love with that size, tried at one point to kind of get back into B6 and it just didn't work. I feel like I need the slightly narrower. So what's cool is that TN actually is the same height as a B6 Slim. So this page is roughly the same page size as a B6 Slim, give or take. I think it's only slightly shorter than a B6, like a B6 Slim in height. But it's width-wise roughly the same. So this is why I like the Franklin Covey Compact size. Now, these are my Day on 2 page from Lily Paper Co., which is Kim's shop. I'll link the handle down below in the description box. And yeah, and I'm still in my Sojourner cover and my Quetzal leather with my red elastic, which I do have red elastic that I'm going to swap this out for something a little bit stiffer because this one, while it holds it, I would feel better and more secure with a slightly stiffer elastic. I just need to dig it out of my craft box. I know I have it somewhere, so I will do that at some point. But first things first, I do not need to update my monthly. I'm good here. I do need to start with my weeklies. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna pull up my calendar and just start adding into my weeklies. And this is where I'll probably just toss some music on in the background. Enjoy, maybe you'll plan along with me. And this is my week on 4 pages from Infinite Lotus. Already making mistakes, that's okay. Okay. Now I need to go to my inboxes. I need to do my this is why I like having okay, don't need that. Okay, I need all of this. Okay. My inboxes are a little cattywampus. So this is gonna be, today is 5/11. I need these. I need to clean all of this up. I actually need this page as well, because I have some stuff on this page. It's got to go here. So what you're going to see me do is just take I'm going to take a couple of inboxes, a couple of task lists. And I want a couple of these. I actually might want to change the top of these. So what we're going to do is just push that off to the side. Because this will help me immensely with my calls this week. Oops. This desk is refinished. It's just wood and it needs like another, like it's like some of the sealant is kind of wearing off. It's a few years old. I think it needs to be like uninstalled, sanded down, and just like refinished because it's real wood. It got custom built into my office by my amazing boyfriend. So this is gonna be, oh, that was 2 pages stuck together. I needed to do the back of this page. It's gonna be call prep, post-call survey, CP done, supplements ordered? No. Post-call. CP sent. Oh, that's not, that needs to be dry. Let me let that dry. Okay. Let's start. First of all, these are done. This is done. This is blank, but that's done. Can I use this? Yes, I can maybe use that page. This is still good. So what I'm gonna do to start is actually flip through my dailies and migrate anything over that needs to be done. This was done. I also did that. That's done. Oh, that was up here. So I'm just going to highlight a few things to bring it to my attention for this week. I'm gonna flip through my dailies. Is this dry? Yeah, it's dry. Just see if there's anything that needs to be migrated over. So this is done and this is done. Did that. Did that. Okay. Okay, so the only thing that needs to go here from that is gonna be, and I know I can just write on the back of this, but I kind of want to just a fresh page. So we're gonna make this new. I'm gonna use this little task list. This is gonna be okay. All right, put that over here. So this is still good. Nothing else popped in here. Okay. This is my personal, so that's good. Nothing else has been added onto that. Okay, so this is my business. So this is good to go. So it's gonna go over here in the ready pile. I need to do this is my business mentorship checklist or to-do list. This is gonna be now this is a little dry. So CP Scent, that's our care plans that I built out with Jevity. Post-call survey, CP Scent. Stuff's ordered, and if they need a medical referral. So what I'll do is, as I have calls this week, I'll just write the person's name and then go through this checklist, because what I've had to do lately is do like all of these, like boom, 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 boom. And this is gonna be Shine, which is our note taker. And it's a little unreliable. So I just have to make sure if the Shine notes saved, and if they didn't, I have to go back in and manually do the transcription for them. So this will be for all my calls this week. Now I need to freshen this to over here. So I have some weird things that have to go. Okay, so I need to do this. Jessica CP. I need to see 5-9 notes. Check Shine. She needs to book with Steph. Perfect, okay. So that's that. I need Oi. See, my Shine wasn't working for a lot of my calls this past week, so it just really made my life a bit of a headache. Let me start here, because this stuff has been on longer. So that one's kind of a long one. Gonna like just, there we go. This is gonna be really fun because I don't have a ton of like free workspace this week. If you saw my calendar, like some of these things need to get done really Monday, Tuesday, if I can. And then like, this is my Monday, Tuesday. So, and then I also have to do like my private client check-ins in here. So like a lot of this after like these chunks, like this will be like private client stuff like in here. Thursday is usually kind of my catch-up day on things, but this past Thursday, Friday, we had like really big meetings. I was still playing catch up. Plus I was sick on Friday and Saturday. So love that for me. So we're just in a constant state of like, what is happening? These are people that like missed. Okay. I did that. Okay, so this I don't need. This is done, that's done. This is not done. So now I need to do CP, she was a Saturday. I did Christians. I need to do Morgan M. Who was my other one? There will come a day where I'm not behind on this stuff. Today is not that day. Oh. Hers is done. Okay, so I'm good. I don't need to add anybody to my list. We're good. So I don't need this anymore. It seems like sometimes a waste to not use the back page, but when I pull in like a random note page for a to-do list and then I only have the back to look at versus like naturally running it back and forth, it just feels weird. Okay. So that's all together. So I have one extra little line there. All right, and we go to the back. Okay. I gotta check on that. I think that is everything again. Okay, got that. Okay. We're going I'm gonna do just a little gray dot for all of those. Boop, 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 boop. Things that I just need to not forget, but I need to get the papers a little more wound down. Go. DHEA. Okay. Okay, so I need to, where do I go to CP? C reverse, C reverse. Perfect. So that means all these extra pages I can just take out for the time being. Like I don't need them, so they're gonna go in the pile. Now, just in case, I am going to stuff them back into the back. Some of these are notes, some of these are inbox. I don't know if there's a rhyme or reason always to why I grab what I grab. When there's a specific list for something, it's inbox. When it's just general notes, it's like a notes page, but then they kind of mesh together as I use them over time. Okay, and then I also need to support with NPCPs that are piling up. Okay. So all of this is for this week. Is this it? No, that's its own page. Okay. So we've got Longevity, FCA, business consulting, Dump Your Diet, which is my business, personal, or Longevity. Which Longevity is just this is more like the to-do list. This is the call checklist because there's some more steps in there that I normally don't have for other things. Let me just organize this in some fashion so all the necessary pages are together. Okay, so where do I want to put these? So normally these would go just back here, but I think what I'm going to do is we're gonna just stick it in the middle of Monday. That way it's just there. So this is for Monday. So now let me finish writing in. I started writing in what was happening Monday and then didn't finish. And then I've got and then a 2, and then a 3. And then I need to do check-ins, deliverables, and then I need to also do NP care plans. Okay, so that's like the priority list, and then this is some specifics that I have going on in here that like AM priority. Again, this is why I like having the multi-pen. And I think in the weekly I was doing something and then I had to white out. Okay, so yes, so here is this. Hello, all right, so there's my weekly. The overview of the calls, not the work blocks, just the meetings. This is really the purpose of this is because my calendar, my Google Calendar has also a bunch of different blocks of things in it that looking at it to figure out what's going on is really, really tough. So I just have to have somewhere to see, okay, these are the actual meetings that are on my calendar. Then this is sort of the day-to-day recurring tasks that happen on a daily, weekly basis. Some other habits I need to keep track of, including hobbies, main priorities, like I need to order cufflinks, do some more bachelorette research, I need to rebook my chiropractor appointment. And then my daily is just my daily. And this is where I do my overview and then my to-do list and then have my miscellaneous like inboxes that I need to have for different things to reference. And then this is my notes page. So these will move in and out. For today, I want them just on Monday, just to start the day off strong. And then this is a Monday specific day. So actually let me, because this helps me when I'm doing my dailies, is to actually have my date on the opposite notes page for reference. So as I have all these internal pages in here, I don't get confused and think this is like a general notes page and then rip it out, because guess what it has on the other side? Like, I don't want to accidentally move it to another section. So just by sticking the date on there, it helps me not muck it up. Monday. So even though I'm not using these dated stickers the way I used to, they're still very much coming in handy. Tuesday. And I fill in the dailies as the days come. I don't pre-fill them because things tend to shift quite a bit on my calendar. And so the thing that shifts the most is going to be my Google Calendar. And then I'll update my weekly to reflect if necessary. And then my daily is sort of the night before, morning of. I kind of fill everything in as I'm going. Thursday. Friday. And some of this stuff I may end up staying up late and doing tonight. It's not ideal to work on a Sunday evening, but we're just in that mode right now where things have to get done, and I can either work on a Sunday and get them done, or work longer tomorrow and get them done. And I almost kind of would rather just like work tonight, or maybe if I go to bed early, wake up extra early, work like a gremlin. That's a Saturday. Be a gremlin in the morning really early, get a bunch of stuff done. Okay, well, I have a fix for that. Get a bunch of stuff done, and then once I get a bunch of stuff done, then get ready for the day and go about things. Because some of those deliverable items I really want to, they're things that I told people I would do last week, although I didn't give it a due date, but I don't like things to go, like I like to get all deliverables done in the business week in which I discuss them with people. That just hasn't been doable except for my private clients. Like, mainly because there's just a different like communication mode with some of the other stuff I'm doing. But the gold standard for me for everybody would be that it's done within the week that I talk about it. So that's Sunday, and now we're good to go. And these are just my go-to stickers right now that I keep in this little pocket here for everything. All right. Well, that is all she wrote, my friends. That is my little plan with me, the unedited, uncut, raw version. And yeah, that's all she said. That's all she wrote. That's all I'm doing, at least for right now. I'm going to go eat some dinner. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next one.